Hello and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Kevin Worthington.
And I'm Mary Wilson. On today's show, we'll bring you up to date on all the latest farm news in our Rural Roundup. And one of our sweet-grown Alabama farmers will tell you how cucumbers are grown.
With its fancy meats and fine wines, Mark's Mart may resemble a European market, but it's every bit an Alabama institution. Today we're visiting the beloved Selma landmark, known for its Southern products and Southern hospitality.
And I'm Stacy Little. Today in the kitchen, we're making a classic recipe, but with a secret ingredient that makes it extra delicious. Y'all stay tuned.
If you're a native Alabamian, just hearing the names Harper Lee and Truman Capote probably makes you think of the town of Monroeville.
Absolutely. While most Americans are familiar with their novels, particularly To Kill a Mockingbird for Lee and In Cold Blood for Capote, many may not know that the two were next-door neighbors growing up in the small southwest Alabama town.
Like so many other places, Monroeville's downtown took a downturn in the 90s. But that wouldn't stand. Citizens knew they needed to invest to save the city's important and rich history, and they're achieving their goals, thanks in part to the Main Street, Alabama program.
The iconic Monroe County Courthouse. For over a century, it's watched over downtown Monroeville through highs.
When I was growing up in the 70s and the early 80s here, everything we did was downtown.
And lows.
When I moved back to Monroeville in '07, downtown was fairly empty.
Thanks to caring citizens like Anne Marie and Monroeville Main Street, downtown is prospering once again.
We have 27 new businesses in downtown, over 60 new jobs, and that all is because the city of Monroeville chose to invest in itself.
The town's literary history attracts outsiders.
People just want to come to Monroeville and basically just breathe the same air that Harper Lee did and sit in the courthouse or stand in the courtroom that was so beautifully depicted in the movie To Kill a Mockingbird.
Alabama's literary capital, it's Monroeville's moniker thanks to natives Harper Lee, Truman Capote, and 8 other acclaimed authors. Around town, they're saluted with statues, museum exhibits, murals, even Airbnbs.
We have 11 right now, and we're about to build 4 more. And they've been, relatively busy.
That's 15 high-end lofts right in the city center, with the best views the town has to offer. All renovated and rented out thanks to a son of Monroeville.
Well, I love Monroeville, and I could see the downtown square wasn't looking too good, and there were a lot of vacant buildings. For example, this building was completely vacant. Now we have 4 tenants downstairs and then the 4 lofts upstairs. We knew it would work. We felt like it would, and it has.
Monroeville's renaissance has even drawn investors from other towns.
Everybody's like, why did you come to Monroeville? Why Monroeville? But actually, it's a pretty cool town, and every year the businesses went up. So it's been good to us.
A 40-mile drive from Bonehead Boots' original location in Bruton, this second store sees steady customers, as well as familiar-looking first-time shoppers. Back to work, Kevin, because there's plenty more to see.
Monroeville is a place for everyone. We are welcoming all the tourists to come and join us and explore our little town.
Explorations that will lead to stories, filling pages yet to be written about adventures in Monroeville.
I think we've got a lot to look forward to in Monroeville. I think it's a great town. And, more attractions we have, the more people will come.
April and May are the busiest months in Monroeville because that's when the town puts on its version of the play To Kill a Mockingbird. It starts outside on the courthouse square and then moves inside.
Leanne and I attended one of those performances back this past spring, and considering that they're volunteers, the actors did an outstanding job. But what really struck me was sitting in that old courtroom. It looks just like the one in the movie starring Gregory Peck, and that's because the director came to Monroeville and modeled the movie set after the courtroom that inspired Harper Lee.
Well, now for your next trip, maybe visit in March, and that's for the Monroeville Literary Festival. For our viewers, if you want to book one of those Airbnbs for convenience, either during the festival or play season, you have to act fast. Billy told us they fill up almost a year in advance.
According to its biggest fan, you haven't lived until you've tried a chicken swirl. But what exactly is a chicken swirl? We'll have that answer when Simply Southern continues.
Hit and runs can be scary, but we've got a few helpful tips to remember if you find yourself in this situation. First, call local law enforcement immediately. If any witnesses are present, kindly ask them to stay until law enforcement arrives. They may be able to give a more detailed description that could solve the crime. Finally, contact your insurance agent to discuss what may or may not be covered. The road of life can be a little bumpy, but Alpha is here to help make your journey as smooth as possible. These Alpha Insights are proudly presented by Alpha Insurance.
No matter the herd you tend to, or the type of seeds you sow, Farm Bureau Bank understands the lifestyle and financial needs of our neighbors. We're here to help grow traditions, give back to agricultural communities, and offer financial convenience for your unique way of life. Whether it's personal or business, we are committed to serving you and your financial needs. Please give us a call and we'll get started today.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
A farmer has to live on faith. We do all we can do, but we can only control so much.
Alabama is the second largest poultry growing state in the nation, so we're trying our best to grow all the corn we can for that.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We've been able to improve yields, have some things that can help us produce a better crop. I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.
When you look around for information and answers to your everyday questions, how do you know who to trust? Alabama Extension takes Auburn and Alabama A&M universities to the people. As educators, we are trusted partners in every county, providing valuable and practical ways to better our homes, farms, health, and communities. Our research extends knowledge and improves lives. Learn more at aces.edu.